Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about how to change motor oil effectively. So, one, to change your motor oil effectively, you must first gather the necessary supplies and prepare your vehicle. You will need 1, a new oil filter, 2, the correct volume and viscosity of motor oil as specified in your owner's manual, a socket wrench set, an oil filter wrench, a drain pan, and a funnel. So it is also wise to have nitrile gloves and rags ready to manage the inevitable mess. Before starting, park your car on a level surface and run the engine for about 5 minutes. Warm oil has a lower viscosity and flows more easily, which ensures that more contaminants are flushed out during the drainage process. Once the engine is warm, you need to elevate the vehicle to access the undercarriage. Using a floor jack, lift the front of the car at the designated jacking points and immediately secure it with jack stands. Never rely solely on a hydraulic jack while working underneath a vehicle, as a mechanical failure could be fatal. With the car secured, open the hood and remove oil or sorry. With the car secured, open the hood and remove the oil fill cap. This prevents a vacuum from forming and allows the oil to drain more smoothly. Crawl underneath the vehicle and locate the oil pan, which is typically a large metal reservoir at the bottom of the engine. Position your drain pan directly beneath the drain plug, which is the lone bolt located on the side or bottom of the oil pan. Using the correct size socket wrench, loosen the bolt by turning it counterclockwise. As the bolt becomes loose enough to turn by hand, apply slight inward pressure while unscrewing it to prevent oil from leaking prematurely. Pull the bolt away quickly as it clears the last thread to avoid getting hot oil on your hands, and let the oil drain until it slows to a very thin trickle or stops completely. So while the oil is draining, locate the oil filter, which may be a metal canister, the spin-on type, or a paper element inside a plastic housing, the cartridge type. So place the drain pan under the filter area as it will hold a significant amount of residual oil. Use your oil filter wrench to loosen it until you can unscrew it by hand. So before installing the new filter, dip your finger in fresh oil and smear a light coating onto the new filter's rubber gasket, because this ensures a pop sorry because this ensures a proper seal and makes it easier to remove during your next oil change. So hand tighten the new filter until it is snug, but avoid using a wrench to tighten it further, as over tightening can damage the threads or the gasket. After after the oil has finished draining, wipe the area around the drain hole with a clean rag and reinstall the drain plug. It is often recommended to replace the drain plug washer or gasket at this stage to prevent leaks. So tighten the plug with your wrench until it is firm, but be careful not to over torque it, as stripping the threads on the oil pan is a costly mistake. With the plug and filter secure, you can now remove the jack stands and lower the car back to the ground. You're almost done. So the final stage involves refilling the engine with fresh oil. So you place your funnel into the oil fill hole on top of the engine and pour in the amount of oil specified by the manufacturer. usually starting with about half a quart less than the total capacity to avoid overfilling. Do you understand? Then you replace the fuel cap, you start the engine, and you let it idle for a minute to allow the new oil to circulate through the filter and engine galleries. Turn the engine off, wait a few minutes for the oil to settle, and then use the dipstick to check the level. Add more oil if necessary until the level sits exactly between the minimum and maximum marks. So that's a very, very concise encapsulation of how to change motor oil in a car. It is not for any specific car model. So please further do your research. This is only for ASMR purposes and not for like a general tutorial on how to change the oil in your car. So to prevent your engine knocking out and you come and blame me, please um do your consultation well, and yes, do your research well for your car specifications. So thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment on what you would prefer me to talk on in another video. Thank you.